The entire Congress is falling apart due to a lack of not just political will, but bone density.
That's Jon Stewart saying the quiet part out loud, finally acknowledging what many on the right have been arguing for years. He even played a clip of Nancy Pelosi defending Biden to make the broader point, and today we're covering it all. So if you enjoy content that cuts through the noise, hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into it.
But first, obviously, big news from the weekend, the sudden passing of Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. Obviously, I knew him a bit from lobbying down at Capitol Hill, but a lot of you may be wondering, as I was, how the did Lindsey Graham die before Mitch McConnell? How the is that possible? Regardless, McConnell is still here, and Graham is gone. And so it was time for the media to discuss Graham's legacy for like a couple of minutes.
You know, this is so tough for you and for so many there on Capitol Hill because it really was so sudden. No one was expecting this. And we have to turn to the crude numbers of it all, right?
Todd Blanche's path to getting confirmed as Attorney General just got a whole lot more complicated.
So unfortunately, your majority now down to 52.
Republicans were already struggling with the numbers. Add in Lindsey Graham now being off the table.
I'm sorry, off the table? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have a winner for worst dying euphemism yet.
That's the media for you. They seemed more interested in talking about congressional majorities than a man's sudden death. And Jon only scratched the surface. In many interviews with Trump, some of these journalists were already asking who would replace Graham. It's like they had to speed run the first 4 stages of grief and immediately moved on to chasing the next headline. CNN is a perfect example. They published one article after another speculating about what Graham's passing would mean for the Senate. That's what you get when the networks are constantly searching for the next breaking story just to fill airtime. But Lindsey's sudden death also opened the door to a much bigger conversation. And surprisingly, Jon was the one who started it.
Although I guess the numbers have been pretty tight in the Congress for a while now. I wonder why that is.
The current Congress is the third oldest in U.S. history, with the average age of senators nearly 64.
131 out of the 530. Members of Congress are 70 or older.
Graham is the 6th member of Congress to die this term.
What the This term? 6. If this were any other business, they'd shut it down to figure out what the is going on. The entire Congress is falling apart due to a lack of not just political will, but bone density.
83-year-old Florida Democratic Congresswoman Frederica Wilson recovering from an eye surgery.
89-year-old Chuck Grassley getting hip replacement.
Senator Patrick Leahy, a broken hip.
Nancy Pelosi, hip replacement surgery.
Bernie Sanders is sidelined by a heart attack.
Congresswoman Kay Granger lived in an assisted living facility for dementia patients while still serving in Congress and drawing a congressional paycheck.
And all of those, by the way, are the ones who were still on the table.
The question is, where was all this energy when Biden was in office? It's almost as if the 2024 election woke a lot of liberals up to a problem that they'd spent years brushing aside. The current Congress is actually the 3rd oldest in American history, and believe it or not, nearly 5% of members are from the silent generation. Obviously, people are living longer than ever, so that's not exactly shocking. Plus, with age does come experience, which can be a real asset in lawmaking and is something the founding fathers envisioned. That said, we've seen several lawmakers showing signs similar to Biden's, and since they run in relatively safe districts or states, there's very little pressure for them to step aside and let a new generation take over. Jon went on to explain how all of this led to Congress being highly ineffective. And we're going to play it right after a quick word from today's sponsor. Modern defense is only as strong as its supply chain, and almost every fighter jet, tank, missile, or advanced weapons system depends on tungsten. Yet, we haven't mined it commercially in nearly a decade. Washington has responded with billions for domestic critical minerals, including the $12 billion Project Vault stockpile plan in support of American production. This is where Vault Strategic Mining comes in. Trading as KNOX in Canada and KNXFF in the US, Vault focuses on historic American mines, applying modern exploration techniques to bring proven assets back to life. Its flagship project in Nevada operated under a defense minerals exploration contract during World War II. Tungsten prices also remain near record levels as governments look for a secure supply outside China. Vault's flagship sits inside the Great Basin, a productive historic tungsten region, placing the company directly where demand and policy are beginning to align. If you want to learn more about them, check out the link in the description. A special thanks to Vault Strategic Mining for making today's video possible.
Why are we tolerating this level of national frailty in our lawmaking? And it's not just anti-old people. It's not disrespect to ask this question. In Japan, they revere the elderly. But the one thing they don't do is put them in charge of everything. What's the for argument here?
Well, age is a relative thing, as we all know. His experience is an advantage to us and not to be described as a disadvantage.
Oh, experience, that's right. This is actually the most experienced Congress we've ever had. How's that working out?
The most unproductive Congress in the first year of a president in history.
Potentially the least productive in modern history.
Fewest laws passed since at least the 1950s.
As our government has gotten older, the economy has gotten worse. Inequality more severe. Our safety net shredded. The irony is that this long past retirement age government has policies that force everyone else to have to work long past retirement age. Mostly, though, without a health care plan that covers a mysterious month in the hospital.
To put it into perspective, the current Congress has passed just 27 bills, far fewer than many previous sessions since the 103rd Congress, which convened in 1993 when Clinton was in office. Another comparison could be made with Obama's first 2 years in office, when Democrats had control of both the House and Senate and managed to move major legislation with ease. Nowadays, we can't even get basic appropriation bills on time, let alone measures with broad support, whether it's Republican priorities like the Save America Act or bipartisan proposals like the Russia sanctions package. Even the Big Beautiful Bill didn't get across the finish line without Trump and JD personally pushing lawmakers to secure the votes.
Because we don't have a system that rewards experience and competence and performance. We have a system that rewards incumbency. These people aren't brilliant. They're f***ing barnacles, utterly incapable of addressing a world moving much faster than the speed of Matlock. Everyone understands you cannot have the country ruled by people this old and frail. Everyone except them.
Senator Mitch McConnell said over the weekend, "I'm not taking a break from the Senate business that matters to you. I still have unfinished business to complete on your behalf, and I have every intention of finishing the job you elected me to do."
Don't! Don't finish it. We're fine. You don't have to finish the job. And by the way, I am going nowhere because I have unfinished business, literally is what a ghost would say. That is what a ghost would say. I'm not leaving. I have unfinished. You cannot banish me. And again, I am in no way suggesting that old people cannot be productive at their jobs. But at the highest levels of our government, there is no check on when they are no longer capable of doing just that.
There is one check that's becoming more popular by the day: term limits. The president has it, and 37 states impose it on their governors. Why should Congress be any different? If experience is the concern, then cap it at 6 House terms and 3 Senate terms. Solved. That would still give lawmakers up to 30 years to build experience, serve the country, and leave their mark before enjoying retirement on a beachfront property or a ranch somewhere. Another common sense reform would be requiring regular health and cognitive tests, because Congress was never meant to function as an assisted living facility.